door slammed in both.
Do I look beautiful? That's important to me above all considerations. All right. Well, here we are. And what a strange trip it all is. Hi, kids. Your Uncle Terry here. I thought, well, I've been thinking lately, well, there's a lot of old men playing guitars on Facebook, so I figured I'd join the throng and do my bit. This is, what can you say? It's a strange, indeed a strange time. And I suppose, there obviously are good things and very bad things happening. In fact, people are out of work and struggling with families, and then people not being able to visit their loved ones, especially the elderly in the various homes and hospitals and that sort of thing. And then people dealing with the unimaginable, which is death itself for many people. It's an insane time. But I also think that within this dark cloud there are some good things to be found. It's like going down into a mine, the darkness of a mine, and having to take a pick to the size of it before you find the gold. And speaking personally here with my family, because we live in a place where most of the family lives, being able to see my grandchildren every day is a joy. And you find other things, that you may love to do that you now have time for, at least. Reading, playing music like this, and just getting close to those that you love. Now, obviously, some people aren't getting close; they're getting more distant, or whatever. They're having problems with cabin fever, and then there are also the financial pressures going on. But one of the other things that I found sort of welcome in this whole thing is hygiene itself. I'm no longer taking that one shower per year. I'm now up to a shower a week. No, actually, I'm not going to get into the number of showers, but I'm just saying the whole wash your hands thing. Now, for me, when the edict went out that we all needed to keep our hands clean, good hygiene and all of this, was not only a pragmatic consideration, but it had a bit of nostalgia for me, because I remember back in the 50s, my grandmother was probably close to, if not a germaphobe, and she had us washing our hands for everything. And so now that we do it every day, several times a day, it kind of reminds me of those old days. And this is something that we don't know where all this is going to cash out, what kind of world we're going to be living in, but we know for sure we're going to keep our hands clean from here on out. So Grandma won. That's one for Grandma there. Keep your hands clean. The other thing is reading, and when I'm not doing music and what's great about being here with the family is there's in spite of the darkness of all this, we've got music, we dance, we sing, play games, watch a little television, whatever, and we get to read too. And so I thought I'd share with you guys some of the stuff I'm currently reading. I decided it would be a good time to go back to the old Chronicles of Narnia. And I'm on the next to the last book, The Horse and His Boy. And I remember many, many years ago, I first read these in paperback when they came out. Matter of fact, I've got the set here. There it is, the old set that I first bought, the Narnia Chronicles. I knew a little bit about them when I first bought it, but I didn't know what a treat I was in for. So when I decided, and I've probably read them once, a total of twice, but it's been many, many years. And I thought, well, for nostalgia's sake, I'll read the old paperback, the ones I first read. And I was getting along pretty good for a while, and then the pages started coming out, and I thought, well, I've got this new edition with Pauline Barnes, who illustrated this stuff, which I always love the illustrations, and so I thought, well, I'll get this new edition out and start reading it, and Pauline Baines, why Barnes? Pauline Baines, and I was delighted to find out that she had extra drawings in these, that they're color drawings and very delightful, and so it's been a pleasure. And I remember when I first read the Narnia Chronicles that obviously the character of Aslan was really touched a deep place in my heart, and it's brilliant how Lewis throughout the Chronicles sort of instills in the listener the desire to see Aslan. He's not present all the time, and you're sort of waiting for that appearance, and how connected that is to the sense as one who is a follower of Christ, how that somehow conjures up a sort of joy and anticipation of his presence in the story. And I found that in rereading the Chronicles, that that joy and that anticipation remain just as strong as when I first read them. And again, the story touched me in many ways. It's very inspiring, and brought some tears to my eyes. So I highly recommend that, revisiting the Chronicles of Narnia. I'm reading a little bit of Merton, What Am I Living For? And then I've got the best American short stories that my son gave me from his collection, and every once in a while I'll read something from that. This one happens to be edited by Stephen King, although I haven't found any horror stories in there yet, but King's a pretty good judge of all genres of literature. So there you go. That's what I'm reading, if you're at all interested. And so along with all these things that we get to connect to, music and books and that sort of thing, the reconnection and the deepening of relationships with family members. And I know it can go the other way. I know there's some people who are struggling, cabin fever, and they love nothing better than to get away from people, even their own family. But this has been a joyous time for me, in spite of, there's been much joy in the midst of the trial. And I think if anything good can come from this, one of the good things that can come from this is kind of a reprioritizing those things that are somewhat insignificant, and to take stock of the things that are meaningful and lasting. And the song I'm going to play for you, and I want to preface this by saying that I'll be doing one of these videos probably every other day or so, and we'll do a song, and I'll share a few things with you. But I hear an airplane. We're being buzzed overhead. Anyway, one of the I suppose one of the blessings of this quarantine is that my wife and I are spending more time together as well. And I wrote this song. It was inspired by my relationship with her, and in some sense, this song is saying she literally saved me. And what I mean by that is that she knew going into the marriage that I had chosen or been chosen for the life of a musician, and that meant that was going to mean struggle and hard times. And she loved me enough to say yes to that, and yes to that lifestyle. And I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for her. And so this is a song I wrote for my lovely wife. It's called "Angels Must Smile Like That." Woke up lying in her garden bed. The sun came up behind her hair. I touched her hair, then brushed it back. Angels must smile like that. She's a picture of the world to come, a beautiful and holy one. I rest my head against her lap. Angels must smile like that. Was that flesh and blood breathing in the juniper and the jasmine when the night fell? Was that stardust in her eyes, moonlight glistening on her skin? Skin like porcelain, skin like porcelain. Love and mercy, grace, a prayer, she said, that pulled me from the river bed. Body heat flows brought me back. Angels must smile like that. Angels must smile